Hello everybody. In this video, I will be discussing the problems of religious fundamentalism and a certain suggestion for tackling these problems. So before discussing the answer, first of all, I would like to tell you the fact. What is the meaning of religious fundamentalism? Just make a derivation. Fundamental plus ism, that is called fundamentalism. Fundamental means the basic principle or basic tenets of a religion. Ism means approach or philosophy. So fundamentalism is an aggressive approach related to religion which demands that the scripture of a religion should be understood literally without applying any sense of critical consciousness. Fundamentalism related to religion promotes the idea that what has been written in the scripture of a particular religion, that is the ultimate view of the God related to the world, and though the world is changing, the views of religion must not be changed as per the need of the changing world. Or in other words, I would tell you the fact that fundamentalism promotes the idea that the religious scripture should be understood literally without allowing any sense of critical consciousness. In every religious group in India, India is a multi-religious society. Hinduism, Islam, Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism, Christianity, Judaism, Jainism, and others, religion like animism, animatism, naturism, they are also existing in this country. In every religious group, we find fundamentalist people are there. And I would tell you the fact that fundamentalist groups of any religion are not ready to accept the changing need of the time. This is all about fundamentalism. And what are the problems of fundamentalism? The first important problem of fundamentalism is that fundamentalists, they reject modern education. Why? Because modern education encourages critical consciousness. As modern education encourages critical consciousness, so obviously, if the people of a particular religion acquires modern education, they will not accept the fundamental views mentioned in the scripture of the religion. They will reject it. That's the reason fundamentalism rejects modern education. Then second important problem of fundamentalism in India is it promotes religious intolerance or it promotes religious fanaticism. What is that religious fanaticism? Fundamentalist people, they think that their religion is the best religion, it is the only religion, it is the true religion, rest of the religions are fake religion. So rest of the people belonging to other religion, either they will be converted into this religion, and if they are not ready to be converted, then they should be killed. In this way, fundamentalism is against the religious pluralism of our country, and it promotes a heightened feeling of hatred towards the people belonging to other religion. The third problem of fundamentalism in India is that it intensifies communal tension. It creates communal disharmony among different religious groups. Next important problems of fundamentalism in our country is that fundamentalist groups are not ready to accept the spirit of critical consciousness. They are not ready to accept scientific temper. They are not ready to accept logical and scientific world view. So in this way, they find a lots of adjustment problem with respect to modern world, and they want to convert the modern world into the traditional belief system. That's a problem. That's a major problem. Next problem of fundamentalism is that this perspective, this fundamentalism, it is also a way of analyzing religion. This perspective basically sees enemies within the religion, and it also sees enemies outside of the religion, means in other religious communities. For example, I am telling you, just you consider a religious community, suppose X, without taking any religious community and its name I am telling you. Suppose you consider X as a religious group. In this X, as a religion, some people are very progressive minded people. Progressive minded people, they apply sense of logic and rationality in matter of understanding their religion. So fundamentalist group within religious community X, they regard progressive minded people in the same religion as enemy to their own religion. Apart from that, they also consider people belonging to other religion, they are also inferior. So in this way, fundamentalism develops the perspective of seeing enemies within the religion as well as outside of the religion. Next problem of fundamentalism is that fundamentalism opposes secularism. You know, India is a secular state. Secularism in context of India is the ideology, the practice of treating all religious communities in terms of equality. So all religious communities must be treated equally. This is the meaning of secularism. But a fundamentalist group in a particular religion, they think that their religion is superior. That is the only true religion. Rest of the religions are inferior religion, that is fake religion. True religion and fake religion should not be placed on equal footing. So in this way, treating all religious communities in terms of equality, this is the Indian approach of secularism that is outrightly rejected by the fundamentalist organization belonging to any religious communities. Next problem of fundamentalism is that fundamentalism promotes forced conversion by force, because as fundamentalists think people of other religion are fake believers should be converted into true believer by forced conversion, and in some other cases even by luring mechanism, by providing certain material benefit and converting them into their own religion. Next problem of fundamentalism in Indian society is it promotes ethnocentrism. Ethnocentrism. What is ethnocentrism? Ethno means collectivity, folk center means middlemost point of a circle, ism means philosophy or approach. So ethnocentrism is an approach by which a person belonging to a particular religion thinks that his religious practices are superior and the religious practices of other religious communities are inferior. This is called ethnocentrism. He is evaluating the religious practice of other religion in terms of his own religious practices. And the next problem, major problem of religious fundamentalism in our country is that it is intensifying cross-border terrorism. So these are the important problems of fundamentalism in our country. And second part of the question. Second part of the question is give certain suggestion how to tackle the problems of fundamentalism in India. The most important solution or suggestion for dealing with fundamentalism is inducting modern education. Give modern education, encourage the fundamentalist through different mechanism how to have access to modern education, because modern education gives the spirit of critical consciousness. Once modern education is inducted, incorporated, ingrained and instilled into the mind of the fundamentalist group, obviously the problem will be ended. Second important solution or suggestion in matter of tackling the problem of fundamentalism is employment. Generate employment. Why? Because in our country, large number of people are unemployed and illiterate. As they are unemployed, as per Marxian perspective, I will tell you the fact that Karl Marx says the major problem of a society is economic problem. So many terrorists on the basis of religious terrorism, those on the basis of religion, the terrorist activities that is promoted in our country. What is happening? They are uneducated and unemployed, and the fundamentalist organizations are hiring them by paying money. As they are getting income from the fundamentalist organization, that's the reason they are engaged in cross-border terrorism. They are engaged in creating communal tension, communal disharmony or hatred. So if our government would be able to generate viable source of employment for them, then definitely religious fundamentalism can be challenged in larger extent. And the last solution in matter of tackling the problem of fundamentalism is developing the spirit of cultural relativism. Cultural relativism. What is that cultural relativism? Only through modern education, the spirit of cultural relativism can be inducted into the mind of the people all over the country, all over the whole world also. What is that cultural relativism? Opposite of ethnocentrism is cultural relativism. Cultural relativism is an approach by which it is thought that no religious practice or belief is inherently superior or inferior. Rather, every religious belief and practice is having a meaning, having a significance in the context in which it is working. So, cultural relativism, that approach has been given in Indian context by the great religious preacher of Hindu society, the Adi Shankaracharya, because he says, just like different rivers are taking different courses and ultimately merging with the ocean, exactly in the same way, different religions of the world are prescribing different paths for attainment of God, that is nirvana, that is moksha, that is mukti, that is God realization, or for atheists, this is also self-realization. Then cultural relativism has been promoted by one Islamic scholar. His name is Dara Siko. Dara Siko says, my religion is to me just like your religion is to you. Cultural relativism has been promoted by the Vedantic monk Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda says, being a Hindu, you feel proud of your religion, and at the same time accept also the declaration of your Muslim friend of belonging to Islamic faith. This is cultural relativism. If cultural relativism is ingrained into the mindset of the people of the country, obviously the problem of religious fundamentalism can be solved very effectively and effectually. With this much analysis, let me wind up my class here. Wish you all the best. Thank you. Thank you a lot.